was religious. He sold his courses on the premise that he had found a code in the Bible. And what's so puzzling is that even now, many, many years later, you still have people who rave on about how great GAN is and how much money they are able or could make from knowing about fractals of 8 and 2/8 and 5/8, and the moon is gone.
They're even fake undies. So just click on that little bubble here with my next to my post, and then you find the right Telegram handle. Yeah. Okay. Yes, and Tom will trade with you tonight. If you're interested, the FOMC event. So I'm putting in the orders here. "30 seconds to go." Okay, have to amend the buy order. Okay. Might want to consider in the rare event of this being a trend day, being gapped down, staying in the DAX short. Shall we remove the take profit? Now, I want to trade the espresso as a way to scalp early momentum. And if this is a larger move today, then the school run should take care of it. But what is also a very likely possibility is that we get simply a range-bound market that will be in waiting mode for the FOMC event tonight to give direction. That can even be true. For this market. So, if we don't get filled within the first 3 minutes, I might as well switch to the karaoke espresso. The way I'm doing that is that you see here, those two lines from the down part of the above rectangle, the upper part of the lower rectangle. That is the 8:55 to 9 a.m. range, right? And we will now expand the range by the first 3-minute bar, so from 8:55 to 9:03, and I will entertain a long position above here, short position there, 2 points offset. So
order filled.
okay, so we're short the DAX on Karaoke Espresso. Okay. FTSE is storming out of the gate. Sometimes does that. Close the gap. I was considering buying the FTSE. There's 1 or 2 scenarios where the FTSE did that. I will attempt to buy the FTSE on close. Stand by. Buying the FTSE here. Oh. Okay. What happened? Sorry, I didn't. My order didn't get executed. Okay, sorry. Sorry, I'm sure I pressed buy, but and now obviously since FTSE is coming down, I want to rather hold off, but if it comes back to my original entry, I will try to buy again. Maybe that's fair. I think the Karaoke Espresso might not work today. Not stopped out yet. Could maybe escape a little cheaper, but it's what it is. So I'm already typing that up.
Stop loss hit.
Stopped out of DAX, fortunately. So, okay. Okay. I will not take a position in the FTSE because this scenario that I had in mind would see immediate continuation. So I don't know what happened there. I'm sure I pressed buy. I'm now kind of happy that I didn't get filled. Now we get a entry on the regular espresso level. Just keep that in mind. So let's look at the market structure. Okay. So we have witnessed in the DAX a it's actually the lines are from they are from yesterday. Let's quickly do that together. So cash start was here. Come. There. And the cash session concludes at 5:30. So the bar from 5:15 to 5:30 marks the end of the cash session. So that's there. Label there. Good. So this is not the overnight high, but previous day high. And that also means that the cash close is pretty much previous day low. Yeah. So this was our overnight high. There it is. And this would be our overnight low. So that's the basic market structure. Why did I do that? That is here is some physical gap on my chart. Don't know if it's lack of data or anything. I just wanted to have there some sort of reminder. Okay, so we are now approaching the overnight high here, and now if we accept here, we might see a rotation to previous day low and previous day close, which more or less the same. This level is nonsense, and should we accept above that, then yeah, might get back up here, right? Otherwise, lower prices, because we opened up gap down sizable. However, this bar here is pretty big. So okay, would have been a terrible idea to buy the FTSE so far. This is far too big, huh? This thing here. So, all right. So when we look at past FOMC events, the thing is, if we have a sizable gap down, there are not so many FOMC events here in the database that meet that criterion. FOMC is usually on a Wednesday. So we can try to filter more. If we have a first 15-minute bar positive, then we only have 3 charts. No. Second was an inside bar, but still. This, I mean, this one marching towards the gap fill here. And then depends on the second one, right? But you see where that can lead. In those 3 cases, you see a rather range-bound market that only around midday broke lower, so the range expanded and then traded back into the range, right? So some direction during the time that we would stream together, but then after the first hour, yeah, the top was in, so to say. This one here, indecisive bar with a quarter upper shadow here, small body. Second bar, however, big bear body, and then saw some follows through till about half an hour before lunch, and then from 11:45 there was a big attempt by the bulls, and again a pullback, and went back up again to basically making closing a little bit higher than DAX open, so basically made a V shape here. And this one, very ugly situation, right? So certainly could have made an attempt to scalp a couple points, put stop loss to break even, or maybe you would say that looks more like a scenario where we trade the ante. Could also have worked for a couple points. Don't know how this bar has moved. So if we remove the size restriction here, we get a couple more charts. Let's see. So the first bar right now looks a little bit more like, you know, quarter upper shadow. I think we had that example. Here the bull body is a little bit more pronounced. So second 15-minute bar, so far 2 minutes old, well inside the range of the previous bar, and so far bearish. How do I put this? There you go. Let's see if we this would be lovely, right? Sell short here. See, that's those are the school run delimiters. This is the second 15-minute bar. Yeah. Short below. And then whatever happens, happens. That one is not fitting. This one is rather fitting. It looks similar, a little bit lower upper shadow here. Ooh, that would be ugly, huh? But we would go long in case we would be filled long. We would not trade the ante. This is very small lower shadow. Second bar, inside bar, but bullish. And then very messy, but you get a move up. Oh, I don't want to trade that. This looks different. Ah, it was a clear trend day where you see that happens. So this one, huh? The second chart that looks like that, right? So you have some sort of bullish, but also somewhat indecisive first 15-minute bar. Then you have a strong second 15-minute bar with a strong bear close. So far we're printing an inside bar. And then you would sell short and look for your profits. Ah, ugly. Inside bar. Inside bar, inside bar. inside bar. That's rare on a 15-minute, huh? And then it breaks out. Only to then return back into the range. Messy. So if even if it's an inside bar, if it's bearish, we should probably trade the traditional screw run short if we get filled short. So what if the second 15-minute bar ends up being positive? Ooh, this is interesting. Second negative, and is an inside bar. That is interesting. So sell short. Huh. Oh well. Ante would have been better here, huh? Ante would have been better here. It's only in this case, huh? What will it be? Let's say it's a positive inside bar. Then we buy. Then we buy and probably get stopped out for 0 in this case, and in this case we just get filled here. Now we should survive that pullback. And if it's a negative bar and an inside bar, then the question is to anti or not to anti. FTSE has just triggered a first bar positive. We should buy the FTSE here. Not sure if that is a good idea on an FOMC date. I think I'm holding off a bit on the FTSE. I mean, I wanted to buy it, but that scenario, closed below, made a new low. I'm rather holding off on that one. So looks like we might get our preferred scenario here in the DAX. I would wish for a strong bear close. Where was it? Like that one. Boom. Otherwise, not so much data here, huh? This one also, I would say, is technically an inside bar. If it's the same height on one side, textbook definition is yes, that's also an inside bar. Okay. This is so far looking weak. So, 2 more minutes. Anyway. No pressure, right? Today is FOMC day, 100th session. Aye. And minus 40 points. Yeah, to anti or not to anti, huh? That's assuming we get filled short, right? It's a lot of assumptions here. I've seen two scenarios, if I believe correctly, if my memory serves me correctly, or am I making stuff up here? Two scenarios where it was a good idea to sell short, if it looks like this, and one scenario where the anti would have been better. Oh. Looking at the facts, we're gap down. DAX took out the overnight high. Well, it's not the overnight high. That is a nonsense. Sorry, overnight high is probably here. So anyway, took out this high here. Let's not call it the overnight high. So order to sell short the DAX is in, and should we get filled here, I probably want to trade the anti. So if I click this button here, yes. Where is the stop loss? Of the sell short order? Why is it not on my chart? Ah, up here. Of course. I want to really risk 70 points. I will risk 50. So I'm going anti if we get triggered on the school run long. So I will do the opposite. I will sell short. However, if we get filled short, I will trade the traditional school run and sell short. Does that make sense? Oh, FTSE. Okay, stand by. I'm buying the FTSE here. It looks like we could get a proper first bar positive, a buy in the FTSE. Got a little bit more confirmation here. So, buying the FTSE. Entry is 10,487.5. Stop loss is don't want a 25-point stop loss. I really don't. £20 is a lot. Up here is 18 points.
Order filled.
Okay. We'll use an 18-point stop loss, and it sounds like we got filled in the DAX, ladies and gentlemen. 10, 4, 6, 9.3. So let's use this. Yeah, we're short the DAX, ladies and gentlemen. Short the DAX. DAX short. Amazing. Short the DAX. Exactly how we wanted it. Yeah. And now maybe the ante would have been better. 24,855. Stop loss 24,905.4. So. And the FTSE is not FTSEing. Come on, FTSE. So a lot of you guys will ask me about that piece of software that I'm using here. Andy, where do you get that? Yeah, well, that's something that is unfortunately not available to you. At least I didn't hear anything about it. So, but what that really just does is you can look at historical chart data, right? Static historical chart data. And there are some nice filters. But of course, you could ask Google or your favorite AI model, give me the last 20 FOMC release dates. And then you find those on historical charts. And then you have the same information, right? Available. So that's really all that is. And you see, so far, didn't really help, did it? So I will delete the sell order here. AM, PM. Come here. So. FTSE is not really reversing, is it? Looks like it's continuing. I was hoping that this little hammer bar here was indicative of a reversal, but it's not a really strong indicator, right? It has a very, but you know, technically made a new low, closed at its high, but you know, after a series of 1, 2, 3, 4 bear bars. So we are offside in both the FTSE and the DAX. So all the prep that we just did is completely useless, ladies and gentlemen. I will probably. I'm thinking of reversing in the FTSE because that is clearly not working. Right now, that looks rather like yeah, we're going down. DAX is not working so far. The anti would have been a good idea. So the FTSE goes down, the DAX goes up. Isn't it lovely? That's what you want to see, right? That's what you want to see. I had one preferred scenario, and then, well, okay, it's not over yet, but ay. Luckily, the signal bar range wasn't too crazy. 45.9 points, but I'm already 40 points behind from the espresso that didn't work. FTSE is printing inside bars. No, dojis. Doji inside bars. Okay. Oh, FTSE looks like it wants to go lower. We are not dead yet, ladies and gentlemen, but I wanted to see this here, right? This here, right? So it's not happening. Uh, how often do I need to get my ass whooped by not trading the ante when the school run bar is an inside bar? How often have I disregarded that simple idea? Andy, if it's an inside bar, usually anti. uh, Where's Trump when you need him? Asleep. The American president is asleep. The American president who just got from our chancellor, Friedrich Merz, a football shirt. I think during the G7 meeting. And I believe he immediately handed that to Macron, who was like, dude. You know, it's football World Cup right now. The German team, I believe, they were winning 7-1 against, was it Mauritius? And I believe Mauritius scored their first ever goal in any World Cup. FTSE was briefly back at entry. DAX looks like it will be a very messy session. Yeah, so it can be one of those days where the markets are simply in waiting mode. It will just be range bound. And yeah, the question is, in the FTSE, is this the lower end of the range? If we go back up, or will we head lower than the DAX, fortunately? And now, up until the why am I bloody candles. So up in until the, I think, 7th, around the 7th, 8th bar, I was thinking I should be rather short. Then there was the 9th 5-minute bar. And now we finally see some continuation in the FTSE that we actually would need in the DAX. It's just teasing here to sell short. I mean, look at this candle range. It's like 7 points, 7, 8 points wide. And now we're breaking lower. You know, I don't want to just reverse directions, but honestly, I feel like we should be short. That's also very slow. I will stop myself out of the FTSE, taking my loss here. Closing FTSE. Definitely not the right side of the market. I will sell short the FTSE here. Changing directions. So initial stop loss is 25 points away, but I will move that down eventually. 0.4. I believe I don't want to risk more than 15 points on that. If we come back up here, then that's that. Usually when the first bar positive fails, it can fail quite dramatically. The question is now, are we here at support, or do we break lower? So I think it's worth risking 15 points here. So I amended the stop loss, will also do that here. 10,000. 491. So reason being, sell on close in a downtrend. All right, that's my only reason. After bar 9, They all had like a range of 7, 8 points or so. Here 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Clearly close below and at its low. No discernible shadow. So it felt wrong to buy already here. This one gave me some hope. And then that here, nah, should be short, if anything. So DAX doesn't look good. I will not. I deleted that. Maybe I write that here. No open orders. I will not try and do another attempt here. So far. Oh. FTSE. Don't want to be too aggressive, but that looks really weak. This is unfortunate with the DAX. I'm really a little bit. That's only 3 points. Now let's let the FTSE fall a little bit further before we do there anything that might still reverse up. Trump post received. Okay. Oh my God. Go away. No, this is not the kind of post that would save my DAX position, Donald. Stopped out of DAX. Like bloody hell, man. Why? Should have gone with the anti. How much was that? Bloody hell. That's 56. Minus 46. Not many data points that we looked at up, to be fair, but you know, FOMC is not so often happening. The 100th session, and I'm getting my ass whooped. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. It sometimes is like that. FTSE also not clearly falling now. Okay, I have to follow my conviction. So I will take now a couple of questions. The DAX coming now, trading back into the range. Well, Andy, you make me laugh. Funny with the Trump pose. Oh well, you know, this DAX here is not a laughing matter. It's not funny. Why is it coming down now? So, as a breakout trader, could you give us some breakout trades, please? Yeah, I'm trying, brother. I'm trying. I'm just trying. Some gentleman made this here. Is how a inside bar looks like. He also wrote there, I know you don't drink. I just made that for fun. Well, thank you. Is that, do I still have that physique, or was the AI flattering? Let me see. Oh. Oh. Like. Okay. So does volume have any impact on your strategy? Like, not at all. I don't care about volume at all. Maybe I should, huh? Maybe you guys are all smarter. So, hi Andy, you may have written down incorrectly your entry price on down text on seller telegram. Entry price on DAX wrong. Okay, my entry price on DAX was I was selling the DAX on 807. Oh, you might be correct. Was more like something like that, huh? Sam was smarter than me. He said it's a range, so I went with the ante. Yeah, and yeah, you would have been right. Shall we add a little bit to the FTSE here? Don't want to be too aggressive, and the DAX is so range bound. It's just 5 points. I'm just thinking, you know, if he has something to milk. So size-wise, 1 FTSE point makes up for 2 DAX points. Okay, but it's clearly going down. Can maybe yeah. Will not add yet. So Sam was definitely better. Here are some GIFs of Andy. Lovely. Enough pullback on the DAX for now. Let's get up long again. Yeah, so the 10 a.m. club, huh? Yeah. 10 a.m. club. Awesome. Mick. Hey, Andy, isn't a signal bar in the FTSE first bar positive a sell signal? Yeah, it is. But I wanted to buy. I wanted to buy. I was looking at some scenarios in the morning, and I was thinking that it would be a good idea to buy the FTSE. Yeah, well. Hi Andy, I'm currently working on improving my ability to add to winning trades. I feel I'm getting better at building the position and I add with great confidence. My main challenge is knowing when to take profit before the move reverses. From your experience, what would you suggest I focus on here? Is this more a technical issue around having clearer profit-taking rules or more of a psychological issue around greed, hesitation, wanting too much? Any guidance? So, Francesco, that is most certainly a philosophical slash psychological issue. Yeah. Because when you increase your exposure, like if I would sell more of the FTSE, if I would press sell here, I would be exposed 200%. But what if that reverses then, right? Then you suddenly, yeah, your risk is double. Your risk is double, assuming you use the same stop loss. You use the same size to add on for your add-on. Yeah. So that's the thing. But however, what's the alternative? If you don't add, no, yeah, then you have to be right more often. Yeah, that makes sense. So there's nothing wrong with using profit targets or to get out of trades for a good reason. A good reason can be based on structure, right? So you're thinking here in the FTSE, for example, looking left, there is nothing. Here is some support. There's some support. Here's an old low. You know, who knows what's in between here? And then there is nothing below. Then there is this level. So, right? Or you can just say, yeah, we had one leg down that is X points. Now we're making the second leg down that is maybe also X points, right? How are the odds that we get a third leg, right? Or you can, based on experience or on measurable things like ATR, you can say, okay, 50 pointer in the DAX is quite good, right? So can close that here. Oh God, beware you make 100 points, right? And then it gets philosophical when you want to be in those big moves. You want to participate in the home runs, right? So you want to be in a trend and just ride it and ride it and ride it. Yeah. So guess what? You need to be content with your position getting into negative, or you're getting stopped out for zero a lot. but otherwise you will never be in that big move. And also, if you think too much about profit taking, yeah, you will never ride it long enough. Yeah? So instead of thinking where to get out, you should ask yourself, okay, how far can this go? Yeah? And Tom even talked about when you have the urge to close, rather, he would rather, as an antidote to that urge to close, he would rather add one more time. Yeah. So certainly, there's certain technical reasons, right? But there's also psychological things involved. And it might even get philosophical. It's a little bit of everything, right? But if you add already to your winners, it's already a very good situation to be in. So good decision to flip the switch on. Yes. Just don't get me wrong, guys. The first bar positive, if we trade below, is in fact a sell signal. I probably wasn't clear about that. I just was looking for, based on the charts that I studied in the morning in preparation. I just wanted to buy the FTSE if we print a strong first 5-minute bar, because I've seen cases where that would be a good idea. So but yeah, clearly just the classical first bar positive sell short here would have done the trick. That's also clear. Same in the DAX, despite all the prep. Second 15-minute bar was an inside bar. We're in a trading range, so anti would have worked quite well. So. Okay, so here's a newcomer from Germany. He asks in German, so I have to translate it. That's okay. So for all the newcomers who don't know what the school run is, the espresso, the first bar positive, first bar negative. So there is a website called tradertom.com. This is not my channel. This is Tom Hugart's channel. I'm just a guest here. You see me trading live with you here on Wednesdays. Yeah. But the other days, Tom is here. Also tonight, by the way, trading FOMC with you. So you might want to check the resource section here on Tom's website. There you find a lot. But more recent stuff, I would point you click on live trading, would point you to Trader Tom resource channel. So click here. And then in Telegram, there's a resource channel opening. And there Tom has posted a lot of documents you might want to consider reading. So definitely explanations of the school run, of the aggressive school run, of the FTSE strategies. There is no yet an official documentation of the espresso, but if you go to Tom's YouTube channel and go to the first video that I appeared in many weeks ago, there I explain it. So moving stop loss down in FTSE. Hope that helps. FTSE. Can wait for the brunch break, if that gives us any more direction. Brunch break would be, I believe, bracketing the 7th 15-minute bar. FTSE was only printing bear bars. Now we have one bull bar in there. That shouldn't bother us too much. So maybe get the third leg down. I was definitely at least 60s. I would rather say I would want to see 10,000 for 60 in the FTSE. And if we take that out, but hey, DAX coming down now back to this is a choppy mess. I will take a couple more questions and probably leave the FTSE position on. Will not do anything more in the DAX. It was unfortunate with the espresso, or karaoke espresso. Usually works quite often, but today not. So the lost soul from Denmark. Good morning, Andy. If you don't mind, what district of Prague do you live in? And would you recommend other parts of the city for retirement? Love the city and the 15% tax on trading. My budget is normal. Could say Danish budget from trading. It's almost impossible here. 42 to 50% tax. Not sure if I want to disclose where I live. Exactly. I can tell you that nice districts for living are not Old Town and not New Town. It's rather full and full of tourists. Oh, this is rather a strong candle in the FTSE. So something like Prague 5, 7, 8, something like that would be interesting, I believe, to live. That would be my favorite. 5, 7, or 8. I may live in one of those. Okay. Somebody's asking what was my biggest winner in terms of points gained. I think I once made in the Dow, I believe like bloody hell, 2,000 points in a single day. I added aggressively. That was crazy. That was crazy. I was falling and falling and falling. Look, you couldn't do anything wrong. You could just sell short for any reason. Yeah. None of my, I don't know, 10 add-ons or so were stopped out. That just kept going. So now my FTSE position is in trouble again. Are you kidding me? FTSE. This is not the time to reverse. It's not the time to reverse. All right. Hi, Andy. Do you consider the pre-market high same as an overnight high? What is the pre-market compared to the overnight? How do you define that? Yeah, I believe that's the more important question. So Tom, for example, he defines everything that is on a Trade Nation chart between 12 and 8 or so in the morning, or 8:55 or 7:55, something like that, the overnight range. I basically I define everything between cash sessions, between this cash close here and the cash open. I define that as overnight. So now he is more precise, says 7 to 8 a.m. UK time, he guesses. So if the DAX opens at 8 a.m. UK time, which is 9 a.m. Frankfurt time, there's no such thing as mate. This is not a US index. It's not the Dow. The DAX is not the Dow. Let me see. Here's something that might be. So the general schedule of the DAX that, and this is Frankfurt time, right? So your UK time, right? That is 1 hour earlier, right? So your 8 a.m. is Frankfurt's 9 a.m. So start of pre-trading is planned for 7. Etc. is from 8 to 22 hours. Cash session is from 9 to 17:30. That's 5:30 p.m. Frankfurt time. Yeah, that's what we usually call the opening time of the DAX. Yeah, and there you see that here is an opening auction. Yeah, that changed recently, or half a year ago, more than half a year ago. And then you see that it coincides with the breakout interval of the espresso. Yeah. So that's the intricacies of the DAX. Yeah. In a US index, that might be different, right? So you can argue that etc. trading is starting at 8, so you would consider 8 to 9 somewhat, give it more importance, right? You could certainly do that. For all intents of purposes, I look just at the cash session from 9 till 17:30, and everything in between I just call overnight. And Tom specifically calls everything on this chart from midnight till around 8. Yeah, I believe usually 8. I put here 9, but around 8. He calls that overnight range. And that is sometimes important in conjunction with trading the ante. So, cheers. So Fabian asks me which index I trade the best. That would be the DAX, and second best is the Dow. The worst is the FTSE. DAX is teasing me. Yeah, now it's teasing a short position. Hi, Andy, do you know Birger Schäfermeister? I'm not interested in German traders. Good morning, Andy. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought first but positive was yeah. Of course, I explained. I wanted to do the opposite. I wanted to buy, and now I'm basically felt like latest here that I was on the wrong side of the market, so I was selling short. So yeah, Konrad says that Tom asked me to sing, and he suggests if I have 100 DAX points. Bloody hell, I'm almost 100 DAX points in the minus for today. So not feeling like singing, brother. Good morning, George. Good morning, Manu. Nice to see you. John says, hey, Andy, there's a new chairman heading FOMC today. Do you think he might impact today's price action? I don't know. I really don't. One gentleman here says, Andy, regarding FTSE, me too, I have traded it for years, but it's a bastard to trade sometimes, and trading it means sometimes miss better trades in the SPX. I'm better off ignoring it. Hello, Andy. I recently started trading with Trade Nation and would like to know whether you use any paid software to identify entry points on the chart. I contacted Trade Nation support team and they informed me that this feature is not available on their platform. Thank you in advance for your assistance. I would appreciate information you could provide. So, yeah, so you trade on Trade Nation and then you're asking yourself, why doesn't it look like this, right? The reason being, my friend, is that what you're seeing here is not the vanilla Trade Nation interface. On top of this here sits a software that is called Trade from Chart. It is available, donation based, but yeah, you can download it for free and use it for free. Developed by a brilliant young man who was instructed by Tom to do so, right? So it's not official. It's not an official add-on. That's why Trade Nation will not talk about it, because they can't give support, right? So you might want to go to Tom Hugart's website, tradertom.com, click on live trading, and here you find the Trader Tom Trade from Chart software group. Click on that, and there you find a Telegram group. Inside you will find a pinned post. Maybe read that. There are instructions how to download, to install, and how to contact support, the software support group, in case you have troubles, right? A lot of you guys asked me about, oh, I tried to install the software. I will not provide support. There's a dedicated support group for that. Yeah. So FTSE is not doing anything. If anything, it's losing me now. It's back at entry. So Good morning to Melbourne. Spent, your sound is very low for some reason. I checked on my side, all okay. What does it mean my sound is low? Is my sound low? Is it still low? DAX in nice channel. DAX in nice channel. But what time frame is that? That's a... Susan says DAX is in a nice channel. Well, Susan, yeah, that depends what you look at, right? So if you only look at cash sessions, also look 5-minute chart. I mean, since we are open, you could say it's a bear channel, right? We're making lower highs and technically lower lows. So let me draw that for you. So God, I'm really bad with drawing tools. So you can see here. So it's flatter down here, so it's more like a wedge shape. But technically, yeah, if you make lower highs, lower lows, you can call that a channel. I call that a choppy mess. Choppy mess. S from Germany, maybe just go to the resource channel that I pointed you. Find your way around. This PowerPoint presentation here, that is my own. Yeah. This chart here, this is official information from Deutsche Börse. You can download that. I will post that for you, yeah, if you're interested in that particular thing. But I wouldn't know why you should be. It's pretty specific. Yes, I don't sound like Al Brooks because Al Brooks has a very deep voice, you know, inside bar after inside bar. So FTSE is coming back down again. I'm inclined to put stop loss to break even in the FTSE. Yeah, thank you. If you're really ambitious, just put the take profit here. Stop loss maybe above that swing. Fuck it. So, couple more questions. Do you know if Tom looks at the 1-minute chart when market is approaching a resistance support line or area to decide if to exit out of a trade? I believe Tom looks primarily when he trades live, looks at the 5, 10-minute and 15-minute chart, yes, and sometimes on the 1-minute chart. I'm not aware that he does that to time his exit. No, would say no, but you might want to ask him that yourself. From my observation, doesn't seem to be. Good morning. You should have sold A and buy B. Yeah, I coulda, shoulda, woulda. Why is my volume so low? I don't know why why is my volume shouldn't be low. No, my mic is set up properly. Wait a second. Can boost it a little bit, but it should be. I've red. It's red. It's red here. You see, there's not so much I can do. This is OBS. This is audio here. Yeah, and when I speak and it's yellowish, it should be okay. Yeah. New Trump post available. Let's take a look. Thank you, Greg and group. No wonder you're number one by far. Yeah. It's not the kind of... Well, you know, and now for the fun of it, if this is a channel, yeah, you will want to probably come on. The seventh 15-minute bar is, I believe, is the brunch break. But you should, you know, if you assume this is a channel, buy the channel bottom, right? Buy the channel bottom. And yeah, would have been a good idea. So yeah, situational analysis tool that I showed you here is unfortunately not available for you guys. Jiří Vranek from the Czech Republic. Hi, Andy. Do you sometimes use the trailing stop? No, I don't. I trail by hand. Hi, Andy. Off topic. Have you been to Gambero Rosso in Prague? One of your favorites. I know that one, yes. I like also all the Asian fusion stuff, you know, that we have in Prague here. My God, Zazazu, Buddha Bar, Zia is fantastic stuff, right? I also like to eat steak at Beef Bar, or you know, is La Casa Latina, arguably, you know, you get sometimes live tango performances and then you sit there as a great atmosphere. Hey, Andy, I enjoy you so much. Yeah, that's what she says. Ducks Cascades Waterfall building. Waterfall. Yeah, so we have here a channel bottom that we supposedly need to break out of, right? So, FTSE. I will not move my stop loss back up, but maybe if you want to do that, maybe above bar number 16. So at maybe 481 or something. I just believe that there is a little bit the oomph out of this move. Interesting. I was short the ducks. I just got tricked out here. See that? My my stop was here where that X is, and see the market went up till here. That's 2 or 3 points, mate. Ah. So the prep was all right. The stop loss was too tight. Hi, Andy. Have you been to Turkey? How do you have that hair? Are you kidding me, brother? I haven't been to Turkey. Actually, I never have been to Turkey. And this year, it's just a hairstyle, my God. It's called a fade cut. Have you heard of that? It's not. You know, for a guy that has what is your you know, says a guy with two whatever that is there. Where's your hair? And now Dax is falling. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So, yeah, well. Now when you moved closer to mic, sound was louder and better. I presume you have an attached mic, maybe on laptop, and you cannot move it closer to you. Thank you. That's my mic. Yeah, but it's not on a boom arm. You know, I'm not a social media influencer. This is not a production studio, right? This is my bloody office. Hi, Andy. As always, you're doing great. Well, Wednesdays, as you said, it's not your day based on data, so it's okay. That's the most cruel comment. You know, Andy, don't worry. Wednesdays is your worst day statistically, so you're operating within your normal parameters. Oh, bloody hell. Why don't we have a trading cigar session one day? Trade the DAX and smoke a Cuban. Yeah, well, I sometimes do that. I'm not sure I should do that with you. What would that... You know, I would advocate something that might be detrimental to your health. Yeah? I personally believe it has very positive properties, but that's just me. You know, the common consensus is that it's bad for you. So I don't want to do anything that's bad for you. I don't want to advocate for anything that's bad for you. But if any of you are in Prague and want to smoke a cigar with me, yeah, I'm down. Hi, Andy, we can only see you. Ah, probably on. Yeah, it seems to be connection lost in Telegram. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm taking a chance here and will sell short the DAX. it was some physical gap or whatever. Some buyers are stepping in. So we are retracing on this bar here. So I thought try to buy a retracement. You can see on the 1 minute chart, hopefully. So and I would add down here, which is called the brunch breaker. Put an order in there. So sorry, I seem to have lost connection in Telegram. It says connecting. Yeah. FTSE just got stopped out. Oh, careful in the DAX. There could be a reversal pattern. Have to watch the close here. Close above previous bar high for the bulls would be strong. Yeah, I wasn't sharing my chart screen. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Yeah, yeah. Okay, that close is still bullish, but acceptable to stay short. I'll probably have to restart Telegram. So hopefully I'm now back on Telegram. Okay, DAX so far is doing the opposite of what I hoped. I will update you on this position and probably end this now because we have been streaming for almost 2 hours. Thank you very much for being here with me. We will see you. I will see you, hopefully, for the year session. Thank you and bye-bye. I wasn't sharing my chart screen. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that close is still bullish, but acceptable to stay short. I'll probably have to restart Telegram. So hopefully I'm now back on Telegram. Okay, DAX so far is doing the opposite of what I hoped. I will update you on this position and probably end this now because we have been streaming for almost 2 hours. Thank you very much for being here with me. We will see you. I will see you, hopefully, for the US session. Thank you and
What a heroic night for Vozinha. Cape Verde's legendary goalkeeper produced one of the greatest performances of the FIFA World Cup, like a wall hero.
Is underway. Onto a danger zone. It's hooked away. It's fouled just over. Dave, offside flag comes up at the end. It comes off the crossbar. The follow-up is saved. Back into the middle. Barton saved. So hard to defend because you don't want to drop too far as a fullback into the middle and find his goal. Challenge at the near point. Quick reaction. Just that head. Inside for Lorenzo. So there's the options right.
To open up, Kukurea, and oh, it's back off the frame of the goal, and Vozinha tips it over this time. Extraordinary. Ferran Torres denied. Clearest moment of the match so far.